to the UFC Vegas. You know what? No. We're not. Here's what we're going to do. There's somebody on this card that deserves a spotlight. Somebody on this card that got another monumental win in their career. A New York fighter, by the way. Yes. As I wear this Marab Davashvili shirt. A New York fighter by the name of Ramiz Brahimaj is my fighter's spotlight of the week, baby. And he had to be. There was no other person on this card that was fit for the fighter spotlight division more than our boy Ramiz Brahimaj here. Okay? Ramiz Brahimaj got himself another huge finish. A huge finish. His last fight, knocking out Mickey Gall in the very first round, getting a performance of the night bonus, and now submitting Billy Ray Goff by guillotine choke in the very first round. Mind you, he was also the co-main event of the evening because Aaron Blanchfield and Macy Barber fell out at the last minute. So let's talk about our boy, Ramiz Brahimaj. Ramiz Brahimaj trains out of Fortis MMA since 2014. Dallas, Texas. New York boy out in Dallas, Texas. All right. Trains out of Bronx, New York as well. From Bronx, New York. Brahimaj started training MMA early. As we all get the itch for MMA, he got it too. He got it while he was 17, a junior in high school. He always loved fighting. He always loved the UFC. It always intrigued him. And won't you know it, our boy is the son of Kosovar Albanian parents. That's right. Albanian like our boy Action Bronson. That's right. Ramiz Brahimaj, 32 years of age, born November 17th, 1992. Only 32 years of age, in the prime of his career. He's 5'10". He's a welterweight with a 72-inch reach. 11-5, 1 KO, 10 submissions. 10 submissions for Ramiz Brahimaj. Okay? Now, I'm sick to my stomach about this because I always ride with Ramiz. Last time we rode with Ramiz as a big dog, made money. We didn't ride this time. And I'm pissed at myself for it. But it is what it is. The odds scared us. We didn't think we'd double up twice in a row. Sometimes you got to ride with your guys. And Ramiz, I'm riding, buddy. I'm riding with you from here on out. He aims to make a run at the top of the UFC welterweight division. And it looks like he has the tools to do so, because this man has fought adversity time and time again in his career. And it showed that he's starting to become the cream of his crop. Let's talk about his MMA debut real quick. He faced Richard Bailey and submitted him in a rear naked choke in the first round. Brahimaj also tapped out his next 3 opponents that include wins over Josh Sturgill and David Lopez. Now let's go ahead and look at his take a journey with me over to his wiki real quick, and let's take a look at his record. Abilene, Texas takes out Richard Bailey, rear naked choke at Genesis Combat Sports 1, October 25th of 2014, the first round. These are all first round finishes. David Lopez, Kimura, Extreme Knockout 34, January 28th of 2017. Andrew Sosa, rear naked choke, Extreme Knockout 36, June 10th of 2017. 55 seconds of round 1. Josh Sturgill, guillotine choke, Extreme Knockout 37, August 12th of 2017. 24 seconds into round one. Theme here. Ben Simmons, LFA 28, submission, guillotine choke, December 8th of 2017, 46 seconds into round one. And Bilal Williams, submission, rear naked choke, LFA 33, February 16th, 2018, 4 minutes and 10 seconds of round one. All first round finishes. Ramiz Brahimaj. We should have seen this coming. Or at least just bet it. Threw a little money in. Then he faces the first setback of his career, where he takes on Evan Cutts at LFA 40 and loses a unanimous decision on May 25th of 2018. He comes back at LFA 47 on August 10th of 2018 and gets himself a second round submission guillotine choke against William Macario. Insert the second setback of his career. From here on out, he would alternate wins and losses, marking a few setbacks in his career. Okay? And then we'll get into some muddy waters in his career after that. But he takes on Justin Patterson at LFA 55 and loses his second fight of his career by unanimous decision. This was November 30th of 2018. He bounces back at LFA 62, taking on Carlos Martinez, wins the fight by submission arm triangle, March 22nd of 2019, in what? The very first round. And this was his last fight before the UFC. He thinks he's fight ready. He's ready. Okay? He thinks he's ready. He's making a name for himself, and now it's time to make the jump to the UFC. He gets booked against Miguel Baeza on Dana White's Contender Series. You're like, wait, I don't see that on his wiki. That's because the fight never happened. A tumor was found behind his left eye in his preliminary testing for the bout, and he had to have surgery to remove it. Think about that. You're a young fighter just getting into the meat of your career. You just got past the bun. You're getting into the meat of your career, and they tell you have a tumor in your head. You can't fight. You have to have surgery to remove it. This could be career ending. But Ramiz Brahimaj doesn't let this end his career. He gets the surgery. He trains hard as hell. And he comes back. He was scheduled to face Takashi Sato on June 27th of 2020. UFC on ESPN, Santos versus Teixeira. The fight's scratched. Second setback for Ramiz Brahimaj. Possibly fourth if you're counting the two decision losses. Yeah. COVID-19. One of his cornermen tests positive for COVID-19. Another huge setback for Ramiz Brahimaj. Think about that. You had a tumor, got it removed. You're thinking you're coming back. Now your fucking cornerman gets COVID. You're like, what do I have to do to fight in the UFC? What do I have to do to fight in the UFC? And he finally makes his UFC debut against Max Payne Griffin. Tough UFC first fight, I know. November 7th, 2020, UFC on ESPN, Santos versus Teixeira. He loses the fight via knockout due to doctor stoppage. His ears split open in round 3. The guy can't catch a break. Ramiz Brahimaj, a tumor gets him out of the fight. COVID-19 gets him out of the fight. A split ear gets him out of another fight. And 3 setbacks, totally out of his control. I mean, how can you control how much your ear stays together in a fight? Like, come on. Doctor stoppage. But as we know, Ramiz Brahimaj fought through adversity and got to where he did on Saturday night because let's read off the rest of his career in the UFC. He beat Sasha Palatnikov, submission, rear naked choke, in what? Round 1. Rear naked choke on UFC on ESPN Cannonier versus Gastelum, August 21st of 2021 in Las Vegas. Then loses to Court McGee in a unanimous decision, another theme of his career. January 15th, 2022, UFC on ESPN Cater versus Shikadze in Las Vegas. Bounces back with a win over Michael Gilmore. Submission, rear naked choke in round what? 1. Submits Michael Gilmore. UFC Fight Night, Makhachev versus Green, February 26th, 2022 in Las Vegas. Then loses to Themba Gorimbo by, bitch, you guessed it, unanimous decision. UFC Fight Night, Barboza versus Murphy, May 18th, 2024 in Las Vegas. And then he gets the bounce back wins that we mentioned. UFC 309 knocks out Mickey Gall in round 1, November 16th, 2024, secures himself the first performance bonus of his career and his first in the UFC. $50K, baby, which leads him to Saturday night. Fast forwards, comes in at a plus 350 dog and a plus 650 to get the submission win against a very, very, very game opponent in Billy Ray Goff, who goofed because he was a heavy favorite to win. People thought he was going to knock him out, but our Albanian brother from another mother like Action Bronson gets the motherfucking job done. Gets the submission in round 1, putting Billy Ray Goff out cold submission. Shout out to Ramiz Brahimaj out of the Bronx, New York, baby. Shout out to Ramiz. Shout out to the welterweight division. Shout out to yet again another first round sub for our guy. Big New York energy coming into this week. And that is why Ramiz Brahimaj is my fighter spotlight of the week. Shout out to you, Ramiz. Shout out to you, my guy.